last time they were tried was by a guy named Bill Clinton. And we created 23 million new jobs.
Bill Clinton is going to describe the type of economic policy that led to the greatest expansion, the greatest economic expansion in a century.
During the Clinton era, we had a technology boom. We had a balanced budget. We had a very accommodative Fed easing rates. Right now, we have no new tech boom. We do not have a balanced budget, and the Fed can't cut rates anymore. So the situation is not comparable.
Well, as we get ready for President Clinton to deliver a speech endorsing, of course, President Obama on Wednesday, the big keynote address, a quick look at the two presidencies. First on jobs, President Clinton, the average jobless rate during his 2 terms, 5.2%. There you see 9% average for President Obama. On the GDP, the gross domestic product, the average 3.9% and 0.7% for President Obama. And then on the deficit, the total federal deficit, 1.5 trillion for President Clinton, and then 5.3 trillion for President Obama. We're back with the panel. What about this, Tucker, and the effort by the Obama campaign to really link on to the Clinton economy?
Well, I mean, it makes sense. That was, I mean, I think there are many Republicans who would vote for Bill Clinton based on the economic performance during the 1990s. The irony is that there are an awful lot of Clinton people who think of themselves as first and foremost loyal to Mr. and Mrs. Clinton, President and Mrs. Clinton, who aren't avid supporters of Obama. And what I've noticed living in Washington a long time is the closer they are to the former president personally, the less they support Obama. In fact, I know a number of people close to the president who I don't believe are going to vote for President Obama. And the New Yorker, this Ryan Lizza piece, has a claim in there that Doug Band, and I don't think there's anybody in the world closer to former President Clinton, has told at least 2 different people he is not voting for Obama. Instead, he's voting for Mitt Romney. That's an amazing thing.
Jeff, speaking of that New Yorker piece, there's a quote in here in this issue about the relationship between President Clinton and President Obama. It says this: Bill Clinton, in an effort to secure an endorsement for Hillary from Ted Kennedy, said to Kennedy, quote, "A few years ago, this guy would have been carrying our bags." Clinton's role in the campaign rattled Obama. He told ABC News in an interview that Clinton has taken his advocacy on behalf of his wife to a level that I think is pretty troubling. Clearly, the relationship has been bumpy along the way.
It has been bumpy, and it was particularly bumpy in 2008 during that campaign. I mean, but look, a lot has happened since then. A lot has changed since then. And I think it's probably one of, it was a humbling moment, or a moment of humility for this president to say that he needed some help from President Clinton. If the economy was going better, if things were fine, I don't think we would see President Clinton. We would not see President Clinton on this stage on Wednesday night. But look, he wants to win, and I think that he decided on his own that he needed to recruit, the strongest star in the party, and that's Bill Clinton. And so we've seen advertisements already playing in battleground states across the country from President Clinton. That's sort of a snapshot of what I'm told that we're going to hear at the speech Wednesday night. And he is trying to, inspire some of those people who are long for the days of Clinton, but he's also trying to amplify this message that President Obama has struggled with. If you elect Mitt Romney, you'll be sort of reversing things instead of going forward. But the odd thing is the person making the argument is from the back as opposed to the forward. So it's kind of a weird juxtaposition of backward-looking. It's a backward-looking convention.
Fred.
Well, I hadn't thought of it that way, even though most liberals now are reactionaries. But I guess I should have looked at it that way. But I love Bill Clinton, and it is a concession, no question about it. It's a concession to bring him on as a speaker. I mean, think of all the times he's been off message, saying that Bain Capital and Romney that was sterling, and how much he thought the Bush tax cut should be extended, and how Bush being governor made him qualified to be president, and so on. He said an awful lot of nice things about Romney. I'm talking about Clinton has said about him. Clinton does not like Obama. That's pretty obvious. And I think some of us here, at least 2 of us here, have heard from people who know Bill Clinton very well that suspect that he will not be at all distressed if Barack Obama is not reelected. It'll be quite fine with him. But look, here's how he can help. He does one thing better than anybody else in the Democratic Party, and that's attack Republicans. He can persecute them in ways that even I enjoy.
They come off affable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, there is no question that there's no love lost, but I mean, either direction. They don't like each other, and I think that what President Clinton is going to do, I think he's going to help people who want to vote for Obama but aren't totally happy with him. They're Democrats or maybe independents who voted for Bill Clinton, and they want him to basically say it's okay, vote for him. I trust him. I think that he is going to do a good job. They don't have the behind-the-scenes stuff. They don't know about the personal animosity that actually exists between them, or that actually Bill Clinton didn't think that Obama was qualified to be president. I mean, there's no question that that's true.
Critics would say Barack Obama is not Bill Clinton, or not even close.
Critics would be right, I think, in that regard. And the one thing, there are many ways in which they're different. But I would say one of the key ways, and you're seeing it reflected here in the fact that a lot of the unions haven't shown up, they boycotted. He lacks the personal warmth. You can't find 20 people who say, I know him well and love him. They don't exist.
Thanks, panel. That's it.